little late on this review. Work, of course, but I just really wasn't that motivated, to be quite honest with you, because honestly, I felt like this season should have ended in Paris. Didn't that episode feel like a season finale? I just felt like they dragged it on for 2 episodes too many, because the last episode before the finale was like dry, and I felt like that could have been tapped onto this finale episode. Like nothing much happened. And I don't know, this season started out so strong, and then it just got stale, and then it just ended on a really dry note for me. Let me know what you thought about this season in the comment section below, because I know in the beginning I was all for it, but it just got dry and I just wasn't excited to watch it like I was with like Basketball Wives or The Bachelorette or Drag Race or even Love and Hip Hop. Now, normally I don't review Love and Hip Hop, any of them, because because they're just so fake to me. Like, I get that these reality TV shows are 10% real, right? Like, I understand. It's entertainment. You guys are selling me a show. I get it. I'm fine with it. I just feel like a lot of times Love and Hip Hop doesn't try, but this season, Hollywood has been really good. Like, Hollywood has been giving me comedy and drama, and I might just start reviewing it. We'll see, because my Monday shows are starting to end, so we'll see if I get back into that. But that show and 90 Day Fiancé is like starting to like really pick up for me, so I might get into those 2 shows. But this season of Potomac started out strong, and baby, it ended on a horrible note for me. Like, dead, dry, put it away, don't bring it back. Like, I was excited about it, and now I'm just like, ugh. Let me just wrap this up, because I'm going to get to the reunion, which is going to be juicy. So let's get into the season finale of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Also, let me know what you think about my eyeshadow. I was in TJ Maxx today getting a gift for my little sister, and I saw this eyeshadow palette. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry if this is not what you come to this channel for, but I'm like geeked about this. Anyway, here it is. Hope you can see it. It's called Beauty Treats. It was like $8. And it's like all shimmers, but I was able to like work with it. I mixed it with my Black Radiance eyeshadow, and I'm liking it. I was just like, okay. You know, sometimes the cheap stuff come through. You can't use Pat McGrath and Too Faced all the time. You know what I mean? You got to preserve that stuff. And I'm about to get some Fenty, but that's also going to be like a special occasion kind of makeup. But this right here was going to get me through. Let us sister know what you think, because I'm feeling myself. Guys, I'm so over the whole Karen, is she living in the house, is she not thing. Just because Karen isn't participating in this storyline. Like, the ladies have created the Green-Eyed Monsters, Giselle, Robin, and Ashley. Does she have green eyes? She like, okay, it is what it is. But they have all participated in this storyline about Karen that Karen isn't participating in. So to me, it just doesn't work. It was a very flat storyline, because it's all of the ladies just talking about it and Karen just acting like nothing is going on. It doesn't matter. Now, maybe behind the scenes, you know that something is happening, because it seems like at the reunion she has a breakdown about it. But guys, she hasn't participated in this storyline. I don't know why not one of the many producers that this show has pulled the woman aside and said, listen, she ain't playing ball. Y'all gotta find something else, because they dragged this on so long to the point where they just look like mean girls and just, you know, busy, like, and just like newsy, busybodies, but you know, them newsy heifers that just be trying to get tea, and there's nothing really there. To be quite honest with you, if Karen was or was not living in a home, or if she was renting it, to me that still would not be a storyline for the season. Guys, this was a storyline for the entire season for 4 main characters. Like, it just made no sense that this was the strongest thing that they had. Like I told you, before the season starts, producers sit down with each person on the show and say, what do you have going on? That's how they decide who is going to be a main this season and who's going to be a friend. So mainly the person that has more going on is going to remain a main cast member. And so I just can't believe that the producer sat down with the ladies and was just like, okay, for the 4 of you, your storyline is going to be, is Karen's home a rental? y'all gotta start giving more. Not when the Real Housewives of New York is giving us drama every damn episode. Y'all gotta start bringing it. And I heard that the Real Housewives of Atlanta was going to try to bring it too. Less drama, more camaraderie with the girls, and just more fun, because they've been dark for a few seasons. And I've word on the street is that they're going to bring us a much better episode. They got a really great EP this season, and a showrunner. So I've been hearing some good things about it, so I'm excited about that. But it's just Potomac, y'all started off way too strong to end like this, and I was just disappointed. I was over it. Like, every time they brought up Karen's house, I was like, are y'all serious? There's nothing else y'all can talk about? Come on. Chris, Candace, if you come back next season, get your white husband with the brown dick off this show. This is why. Like, I like seeing them together, but if he's going to be on the show, she's going to have to talk about him, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all of that. His kids are going to have to come into play. And the thing about it is, Chris seems like a nice guy in his scenes with Candace. When they start talking about him and his situation with his kids, y'all, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And I'm like, for him to be on, if you have to talk about his situation with his children, I'd rather you not film with your husband, because it's just not a good look for him. Where he's talking about sending a letter to his child that lives like within the same neighborhood as him, that he has not seen for 10 years. It don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. And Chris has 2 baby mamas, and you mean to tell me that both of them are the problems, that both of those women keep that man away from his kids? Are you kidding me? I can't, as somebody who's been in a situation like this before, I just can't. Like, I just see deadbeat dad, and not though with children, y'all know I ain't got kids, but I'm just saying, my dad was like that. My dad was like, oh, your mom kept me from you. I'm like, dude, I was in West Philly, you was in North Philly. It wasn't that hard. Get in the car, get on the train, and come see me. My mom can't keep me from you. You know what I mean? If anything, my mom was a single mom working 3 or 4 jobs. She would have loved to have had you babysit me. Bottom line is, you ain't want to deal with the responsibility. And that's what Chris is looking like to me. Like, it seems like, just from how he's explaining it, is that you don't want to be bothered, because I cannot understand living in the same neighborhood as your child and never seeing them for 10 years and blaming it on the mom, then trying to make the kid responsible. I don't know if they want to see me. Who the hell cares? You are the parent, okay? This whole, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be rejected. Take it. Like, he just bothered me with that, where I don't know, he might reject me and I'm going to be hurt. It's all about Chris. It's all about Chris. It's never about the child. It's all about, oh, the mother is keeping me away and hurting me, so I can't see the son. And now my son, he's getting older, and I don't think he wants to be bothered with me. He's a freaking kid. He's a teenage boy. He needs his father. So there's nothing that he can say in the situation that would make sense. Like, do you show up to the door to go see your son every time, and then his mother pulls out a gun and shoots you in the knees or something like that? Then I'm like, okay, well, you're fearing for your life. You can't go, because next time you go, you're going to be dead, bro. But you living in the same neighborhood as him, like, when he was talking about his son, I thought he was in like a different country, y'all. When I found out that dude was his son was in the same neighborhood, I was like, Chris, it's you. It's you. It's not the mother. It's not the child. You can go to court for that and get visitation. You know what I mean? Especially you're a freaking white guy. I know them baby mamas is black. You mean to tell me the judge sided with the black baby mama in that DC area that you're living in, that's kind of like the South? No shade to Maryland, but come on. Y'all little country, okay? I don't believe it, and it just... He has scenes with Candace when he's just so sweet, and I love how he checks her, and I love how he loves and supports her. And then we start talking about his children, and I gotta be honest, I don't like him. You know what I mean? Because I don't get it. I don't get that you are within walking distance of your child and you still choose to not see them. None of his excuses made sense to me. Oh, the baby mom is being difficult. Okay, get in line. Okay? Is she being difficult because of child support? Is that what she's being difficult about? Because if that's the case, then it's a whole different ball game. Are you not helping support the child? So maybe she's just like, you're not going to come here and pick him up and be daddy of a freaking year when you're not paying nothing to help me support this growing boy. Now that's a totally different conversation. But there's just nothing that he has said that has made me be like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand. You got 3 children that you just choose not to see. It's a choice. It's a choice. Can't no woman keep you from your kids? Are you kidding me? He's never brought into court saying that he legally can't see the kids. It's all the mothers. Like, it's always, I'm telling you, be wary of a man who it's everybody else's fault. It's never his. Chris has never taken any responsibility for not seeing his children. Like, I just don't understand it. And for the scenes that I really like him, we get this scene, we get these scenes with him and we're talking about his kids and not seeing them. And I can't, none of it makes sense to me. None of it makes sense. And especially the fact where it was just like, oh, you are a typical deadbeat dad. Not saying that he is, but this formula that he was crafting in his scenes, I was like, this is a deadbeat dad formula. You talk about the baby mom being difficult, then you talk about being rejected by the kid, then you talk about, oh, I want the child who I haven't seen for 10 years to come to my wedding to celebrate me. Chris is selfish. It's all about him concerning his kids. I don't know how he is with Candace, but he just seems very selfish. He doesn't want to get hurt. He doesn't want to get rejected. Don't give a damn that he done rejected his kid for 10 years. Not even thinking about that. He wants his child to be there, to be in his wedding because it's a celebration of him. Like, it's all about Chris. So I'm just like, Candace, if you come back, honey, cut his scenes to a minimum, or you and him both decide we're not going to talk about the kid situation because he doesn't look good in this, sweetie. He doesn't look good, and it's making you, no tea, no shade, look like a dummy on national TV to be this black woman from wealth, an upper echelon kind of pedigree, to have such a decorated resume, to be with a willingly deadbeat daddy. It don't look good for you, sis. And I'm just saying, yes, maybe we're getting just one side of it, but if y'all going to talk about it, y'all going to need to go there to clear his name up, because what you guys are giving out about Chris is not a good look. It's not. Two things. Karen, everybody knows, you know what I mean? Like, too many of these freaking housewives and celebrities have been in tax problems. We all know that you want a payment plan with the government. That's the only reason why your name is clear. They take you out of the rotation to be imprisoned once you pay a lump sum and then agree to a payment plan. We've learned from Teresa Giudice. We've learned from Wesley Snipes. We know how this goes, right? But I also want to talk about, she said, I may just go sleep in Ray's bed. Are they sleeping separately? Like, do they sleep in different rooms? Like, I know that there are some couples who do that because, like, maybe the husband snores or wets the bed. You know, maybe something like that is happening there. But when she mentioned it, I was just like, oh, are y'all sleep separately? What's going on? Is he sick? Does he have a loud snore? Or do y'all just both like y'all space? I understand that as well. I have a girlfriend, and I plan on doing this as well. No tea, no shade to my future husband. But she has her separate quarters, you know. For me, like, I want to have my woman's wing because I like glitter and stuff. And I just know that my husband is not going to be into pinks and rose golds and glitters. But that's something I can't live without. So I know that's not something I can have in my room. But I want like a woman's section of the home where I can like have all that stuff and he can be okay with it. You know what I mean? Where I have like my bedazzled closet and my bedazzled bathroom with my bedazzled tub. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm going to need, I know, I'm going to need that just to get through. I've worked too hard to not have my home draped in glitter. And I know marriage is a compromise. So when you're moving with a man, there are certain things that he's not going to be okay with. I absolutely understand that. So if that is a situation where she has like her womanly area and then he has his, totally makes sense. But she said it like it's a normal everyday thing. And I was just like, what? Let me know if you know anything about that. Them sleeping separately and why. Listen, if you mention it, I'm going to want the tea. Let's talk about it. Comment section below. Ashley's therapist. Listen, that sister has been dropping tea all season to that girl. First of all, before we even get into that, did you guys know that Ashley was still in her 20s? I had no idea. I thought she was well into her 30s. Ashley isn't even 30 yet. I was like, ooh, child, that older partner is aging you, because I really thought that she was a lot older than that. And not necessarily in looks, but just how she acts. And I think that's what happens when you get an older partner. You have to take on a more mature presence or just lifestyle in general. She just seems a lot older. So when she was just like, by the time I'm 30, I was like, girl, what? You wasting your good 20s on Gollum? Sis. sis, those years are for you. Your 30s are for building and settling down with a man if you so desire. You know what I mean? But girl, you wasted your 20s on Michael. I hope you secured the bag. I hope you secured the bag. So disappointed in that. Anyway, her therapist was dropping some really good tea. And I think in the nicest way possible, she was trying to let Ashley know that, listen, he don't want a child with you. Like, she basically said it. She was like, you're talking a lot about your mom, but have you listened to yourself speak, and have you listened to the fact that you are saying that your husband does not want a child with you? He doesn't. He doesn't. So she has to make a decision. So I don't, like I said before, I believe in marriage. I believe in the power of love. To me, it's a sacred thing, not just religious. I just think that it's just two human beings coming together and just pledging a commitment to work through everything. Like, I love the whole through to death do us part, good times, bad times, sickness and health. Like, I love that. I love two people coming together to create a world together. I love that. It's powerful. It's something I honestly respect. It's something I want, but it's also something I know that ain't for everybody, right? But if this is something that you're going to enter into, be with the person who wants you just as much as you want them. Be with the person who wants to build you up and not tear you down, not hold you by a thread with these like material things. And that's the sad thing that Ashley is in. Like, she is with a man that does not want her. He wants her physically, but he doesn't want anything else from her. And so it's just very disappointing. I hope that within her arrangement, she really was able to set herself up financially, because to be honest with you, the viewers, everybody watching this, girl, we can't see this as anything else but an arrangement. You know, you got this wilting older man who is having his way with this ethnic young girl with a tight body. He doesn't want you to get pregnant because he doesn't want you to ruin that body. It's all physical. He doesn't want anything from you but your vagina and how you look on his arm. And if that's your arrangement, then I say secure the bag, sis. Like, get something out of it. If you're going to be busting it open for Gollum every night, get a nice coin for it, because you deserve it. Okay? No shade, your husband has been decomposing this entire season. Like, I don't know what's going on with him, girl, but either get him some sunscreen or some biotin. What is it? Something to help the skin. The elasticity is leaving him. Before I get into the final scene of this episode, I do want to talk about how Robin has played it coy this whole season. Like, she is not fooling anybody with I don't know if me and Juan get together or not. I'm happy with our situation. Robin, you want to be married to him. You want to be the only thing on his arm. You want to be the only thing in his mind. You want to be the first lady of his life. Like, ain't nothing wrong with admitting that. You won't seem weak, you know what I mean? And you'll probably be a lot happier when you're just being honest with yourself, because I feel like, and she only shows it with the women, Robin is not completely happy in her life. There is a huge part of her life that is not quite where she wants it to be, and that's her marriage to Juan. She loves that man. Like, that man is her world, and she's going at his pace. You know what I mean? Because she heard him, and there's, you know, there's healing and things that have to happen and that. And so it's a little difficult for her because she wants her life back, but there's a lot that she has to do to get back there. So she treads very lightly with him. She deals very delicately with Juan in the home, and she jokes off a lot of things, and she wants it to look like everything is gravy, baby, right? But it's not, right? So with that not being all together, that, you know, anger and frustration that she has with that situation not being peachy, she goes out and takes it on the ladies. And you know what I mean? Poor Monique was about to get knocked out this season just because of what she's dealing with. So I'm just like, girl, just be honest with yourself and just be like, you know what? I want more from this, but I know I got to work through some things to get there, and work on those things instead of playing up this, oh, I'm fine with everything. Everything is good. Like, we're figuring it out. Nah, he figuring it out. You know what you want, but he's figuring it out. And because y'all not on the same page, you're going to your group of friends and just being awful. Because Robin really had no reason to be awful to the ladies this season. There was really nothing that really happened to her specifically for her to react the way that she's reacted. You know what I mean? This whole season, she's just been Giselle's guard dog because she's just been available to that. And I think that's just because she has some anger and aggression that she needed to get out. So doing Giselle's dirty work was fine for her because it was a way for her to release what was going on within her without dumping all that on Juan. I'm hoping that if she comes back next season, first she gets some extensions. I saw that G.I. Jane haircut mess, that thin Tamala Man look that she has been rocking, and it's a no from me, honey. Get your hair back. Get your hair back because you are serving, can I be honest, stud. Robin, it's not, get that back and get her some therapy next season. Go to Ashley's therapist. You know what? It's not really helping her. But the lady she's good. So maybe she can get through to you. Because Ashley goes to this therapist and just goes back to being awful. But maybe it'll get through to you, Robin. So I'm hoping that she gets some therapy next season and really gets, if she comes back. Because I feel like a few of them might not come back. Because just a lot they were giving me charade last season in Atlanta. It wasn't, not really anything going on there. But we'll discuss that later. But I just wanted to talk about that. I'm like, Robin, everything ain't all hunky-dory, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? So now we get into the final scene, which is Candace and Chris's engagement party, which was really cute. I love the napkin thing that Chris did. I like those guys together as a couple. I just think that there's a part of Chris and there's a part of Candace that is ugly. You know, Chris being a deadbeat is ugly. Candace being a princess is ugly. Those are two major things that I feel like they need to work on. And, you know, it's going to take some time for the both of them because Candace has been a princess her entire life. So it's going to take a while for her to change out of that. And Chris has been a deadbeat for a majority of his son's life and, you know, the kids coming up. So it's like he's going to have to work through that. And that's going to be a lot of emotional drama and trauma that comes with that. And he has to be able to deal with that because he created it. Those children are your responsibility. So if they're angry or they're upset or they want to fight, deal with it. You shouldn't have left. You know what I mean? And even if you didn't leave and y'all just separated and she took the child, you still should have been there. There's no excuse, Chris. I ain't fighting with nobody in the comment section about this either. I was Chris's kids, okay? I'm speaking from experience. There's nothing that should keep you away from you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Unless it's like distance, even then, take me for the summer, bro. You know, so I can't get into that. But I do like them two together as a couple. They look really cute at this engagement party. But of course, because this is a season finale, we were going to get some drama and some mess. And it started with Ashley, who I feel like at this point is just being led by producer prodding because the whole, like, everybody's having a good time. She didn't need to bring up Karen's home. She didn't need to bring up the whole pizza thing. Like it wasn't that kind of environment. They could have ended on a good note. We didn't have to get to the, do you live there or not? They just wanted to get to the meat of that storyline, and there is no meat because Karen just was not participating. So I was like, why don't y'all just leave it alone? So she was trying to get Karen to say that she was living in a rental. It wasn't working. Karen was ignoring her. Then she sends her frail husband over to frail Bill Gates, Black Bill Gates, and he asked him about do they live in that place or not, and then they get into like this elderly kerfuffle, and it was just unnecessary. It was anticlimactic. It was just all Bill Gates, Black Bill Gates said was, how dare you, Michael? And Michael was like, I just wanted to know if you live there or not. It was so unnecessary because we don't care. We don't care. And I would have hoped that during the season y'all would have, you know, did like the traction of how storylines are hitting with the viewers and changed it up a bit in editing, but I guess y'all was just like, this is a season we got, so we gonna keep it. But like, we don't care. We don't care. Because the main person who this freaking storyline is about is not participating, so we're not getting anywhere, and you're just beating a dead horse. And if she was participating, still wouldn't care. It's not that juicy. You know what I mean? So it ends with them two getting into it, and then like they tell us what the ladies are doing for the remainder of their lives now that the cameras are no longer filming them. Congratulations to Monique, who is pregnant with her third child. Congratulations to Giselle, whose makeup is doing very well. Ashley, just secure the bag and get out of that. I feel like the day you get out of that marriage, that's going to be the best season you ever have. because we're rooting for you. We see that your marriage is so horrible, and even when you are horrible to other people, we overlook it because you're living in hell. You know what I mean? Even sometimes we check you because you get on our nerves, but your situation is sad. Don't nobody want that. Not even a broke hoe. Okay? So I want you to just have a much better season next season, Ashley, if you do come back. And speaking about who may or may not come back, I think the only people who are like secure, like solidified for next season, Giselle. She's messy. Giselle is messy. She gonna kick up dirt. It is what it is. She gonna do what she has to do to get a coin. She is the Kenya of this of this part of the franchise of Potomac. Grand Dame. One, she's the oldest. She's an OG. She gives off dynasty, which is what these housewives were based off of. She has great one-liners. The whole wig thing. She's comedic relief. She's going to stay. Ashley, if she gets divorced from Michael, solidified. She's probably going to be sitting at the first seat next to Andy in season 4 at the reunion if she gets divorced from Michael, because that will be a powerful, butterfly kind of season for her. So if she locks in, hey, I just filed papers on Michael, she's definitely coming back for season 4. She's also messy, but you got Giselle for the messy, so you don't need the both of them. Candace, I'm not sure. I don't know if she did enough. I really, really don't know. I don't know if the princess thing was good enough. She didn't make that much of a splash, in my opinion. She had her moments, but I don't know. I don't know if she's coming back. And frankly, if she gonna be with Chris and his situation, don't come back. Your man not looking good on national TV. And as a wife, you don't want to do that, right? Monique is definitely coming back because she's the wealthiest, and she also has a child. She's pregnant, and so that's like new life. That's going to be not for lazy moms, all of that stuff. If she doesn't hawk it too much, she'll definitely be back. Charisse, I don't know. She was good as a friend. She might come back full time if she is available to do that, if that's what she wants to do. I feel so bad for saying this. Oh, thank God. Kendall, thank God I remembered her name, because I was about to call her Miss Horsehead because of Giselle, and I didn't want to say that, but that was the only way that was the only name that I could think of with her. But Kendall, I don't know. She was in and out. She wasn't that interesting, so I don't think that she'll be even a friend next season, because I think that Giselle and Sherman are done. I don't know, but I feel like that's done, so then there's really no need for Kendall. Who else? I think that's it, right? I'm not leaving anybody out. Robin, I don't know. Robin was, of course, she started with the franchise. I just was not that interested in Robin's storyline this season, because to be honest with you, I don't even know what her storyline was. You know what I mean? We just got a glimpse of her flipping houses. We got a glimpse of her and Juan, which was the most interesting thing about that couple, about her storyline. So I don't know. I don't know if she comes back. I feel like if she does come back, she'll be a friend. So we'll see. We will see. But who do you guys think is coming back? Who do you guys think are getting the pink slip from the season? And who would you want to be on that show? You don't really have to give me like a name, but just what kind of character. I said it before and I'll say it again. I think that these shows need international. We need international housewives, especially with the ones where there's a main black cast. I would love to see international housewives interact with Black American housewives. You know what I mean? Just to bring in that cultural difference, because a lot of us, Black people, Black women in general, we have a huge girlfriend group, right? A lot of us are from different backgrounds. We have a shared experience of being Black Americans, but we all come from different communities and cultures, but we have this one thing that draws us together in the Americas. So I would like to see that interaction. Like, I have one of my really good girlfriends is from Ghana. I have another good girlfriend who is from Jamaica. I have another good girlfriend who's Nigerian, but she's from London. You know what I mean? So we're Black women, right? But we're so different in so many ways. And I feel like the mixture of that is just a real representation, especially of Black women relationships in 2018. You know what I mean? So I would love to see that. I would also love to see a really wealthy sister on the show. There are Black women who are wealthy, okay? I want to see somebody from like a wealthy pedigree, like somebody from Madam C.J. Walker's pedigree, somebody from Harriet Tubman's pedigree. Like that's like old money, and I want to see it, but I feel like the wealthy people don't really get involved in this kind of stuff. So just get a wealthy, thirsty one. You know what I mean? There's a black baroness that lives out here in LA who's been trying to get on these shows for so long. Put her on Atlanta or put her on Potomac. You know what I mean? She's ready. Get her on there. She'll be good TV. If she's thirsting for it, she gonna give us a show. So I would want to see something like that. Let me know what you guys think. What can we do to zhuzh up this show? What do you think we can do to add more to it, or what do you think we should take away? Let's discuss in the comments section below, and I will see you Sunday for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 1. Love you guys. Bye.